look at all that water. It's bullet time. And as you would have remembered, the last time we drove it, we treated it like a boat. We also didn't have a seal when we put that RCV in. So a bit of work to do. We'll get some fresh 80W140 throughout, get a new seal in that. Michael from Toyota sent me out some seals, and we'll pull the long side out. It's still stock. We'll get the RCV in that side as well. Pull the CVs out, put new seals in, and then get the RCV on the long side. What, an hour? No. So have a look in here. The oil deflector seems to have come off the back of the knuckle, and it's just floating around there inside the axle tube. I can't get it in, I have to get it out. Now I don't want to pull the center out. Pulling the center out is going to cost me another couple of hours, and I've only allocated an hour to get this back together. I'll get to pick the kids up very shortly. Tomorrow it's supposed to go on the trailer. So we think outside the square, we put a bit of rope around it. I finally got my big hands in there and got a bit of rope around the deflector. The options are I try and winch it out and hope the rope doesn't snap, or I try and get some tin snips in there and cut it so that it can be squashed and pulled out. Have a look at that. Bush mechanics wins again. It's a bit of a worry when you're doing bush mechanics in your own driveway. Shenanigans like this happen every time, so we come to expect it now. There are little things starting to show a bit of fatigue. Bit of movement there in that hub running the big 40s. Another thing that's coming loose every time we drive is, if you can see in there, the front transfer case cross member, those bolts constantly coming out of the transfer. Whereas what Brian did on the rear case is he strengthened it. He put studs in with nylock nuts. We might have to do that to the front one. It's just stuff we got to constantly keep on top of. Keep a checklist of things we need to check every run. But that front one there, that's a trail gear, that's a solid mount. Whereas the rear one is a genuine Toyota one, brand new. But I found with the two solids, because I ran the two solids, the vibrations were just too much. A bit off topic, but I've had a few inquiries since that last video on the fuel consumption with the 79 towing. So before we throw the 285s on for this tow, where we're taking bullet truck, thought I'd just do a comparison. Now on this tank that we've just used, we've been out to Milbradale out at Tough Trucks, we've been out to Penrite to do a job. So this is me basically running around with my tools, not towing anything on the 35s. So the numbers are great in my opinion. 12 litres per 100. Now that's only just a little bit worse than say a Hilux or a Fortuna or a Prado, but with all that extra power. Now that's over 1,000 Ks on a factory tank. That's a really good range. Seems like seals and breathers are doing their jobs, but as a precaution, I change it anyway. Way too much money tied up in gears and lockers for me not to. Looks like too, we've done a seal on that big 7,000 K trip we just finished. So these Bilsteins were working awesome, and I was checking stuff every couple of days. There was no oil on the run. And somewhere, somehow, we've done a seal. We'll clean it all down with the P26 from Penrite and just make sure that we're still losing fluids. They really don't make stuff like they used to. Look at that, stainless steel exhaust, not even a year old. 2016, the grey truck, it lasted 5 years. Didn't show signs of rust like this. Look at all that water. Basically, the bottom, look at all that water. All right, well, it's coming now. I'm not sure that you're going to get a better example of the quality of this oil. We drove for 2 hours after we put the bullet through that water, and this hasn't even diluted. The oil hasn't let it dilute with the water, so it hasn't gone milky like you would normally associate with water in your oil. Let's see how much of that nice clean water is in the front case, if any. Fingers crossed there isn't. Oh, look at it all. Oh, oil. Alright, so there wasn't as much in the front case where the adapter housing is. Only one thing left and it's time for the gearbox to show and tell. Plenty of water in that too. Oh no, there's a little bit at the bottom. No, there is, because that's a different kind of blue. The 8090. We run the 8090 in the gearbox. Doesn't need to be as heavy duty as the transfer cases and diffs. Look, I didn't flush any oil through it. With how regular we change this oil, I'll probably do 2 runs and then change it again. That volume of water in there was quite a lot. So yes, again, bullet fought us to the death to get on the trailer, finding those little issues there when we were putting the CV back in. But let's hope for some dry weather where we can get these 40s sticking to some rock. This bugger still keeps going down on me. Got to get it fixed. Nick from Car Tech, Tyre and Auto, you'll be getting a visit from me. I don't understand. Normally when I'm doing this, it's raining. Is it a sign? Bullet trucked. Come out a little bit shabby after all that mud, trampling in and out of it. So a bit of a cleanup, a little bit of soapy water, some Armour oil. It came up all right. Maybe even double up as a wedding vehicle. The kids have got around at the bike club today as well, so this is how we'll be travelling. I'll drop them off, Shell or Marshall, and I'll go wheeling. That's how we're going to roll today. The plan was get the bikes off, get them through scrutineering, start them, and then make sure the kids get up onto the track before I head off. But the weather had something else in mind, and it started to rain at riders briefing. Wow, so I dropped the kids and Shell off and the sky opens up. So I'm heading out to meet Rory and the boys. Let's see what happens. I've got to pick Shell and the kids up once the bikes are finished too. They got no other way of getting out of here. They're the Buggies. Rory and Luke. Okay, we're a little bit late. Seeing Shell off there. Morning! Good call. It looks like I'm the only one that's going to be dry today. Well, look where we are. I have attempted this once, and from memory, we ended up on our side. Wow, is that the time? Here's a little teaser of the upcoming episode where we'll have all the action. Lowest I've got. All right, this is it. How low can you go? See, the tyres are so much further forward than bullet truck. Oh, it's like a gunner. So from up there, you couldn't actually imagine the size of this rock. Look at that, that's a 42. And how are you feeling in there? Wow, we've just come out of our tow vehicles and this is the warm-up. I've held the big boys up, but I've left my mark. Blue paint. The rear's up, is it?
It's off the ground.
Okay, so he's on his belly.
Oh no, the winch is broken. Keep coming.
Only one person. I don't know how I do this. We're playing Monopoly. So today didn't go to plan, and sometimes they don't. We dropped you and the kids off. These are my reading glasses, so that looks really big. We dropped the kids and you off at Motorbikes. I jumped back in the 79, towed Bullet out to meet the Buggies, as you saw. And it all turned pear-shaped. The rain, the water from the clouds. So we're here now playing Monopoly.
Hi, I didn't see the Buggies.
I know, but you will see them on the video. He missed out. He wanted to drive his RC car with Luke's son. I've had green blood for so long. And now they changed it to red. Terrible colours together. But let's see. Tastes the same.
Does it?
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
You try it. No, it's stronger.
Can you tell in the taste?
It's just a denser liquid.
Really?
Yeah, it's dense. It's
Dense.
I reckon it's darker too. That's why they put it in the black bottle.
You should become like a wine connoisseur.
I guess there was a little bit of red in the old can. But why VX? Land Cruisers make a VX Sahara. VX Sahara. Maybe Toyota and Carlton United might be working together. But anyway, stay tuned. We'll have the full Buggy versus Bullet episode maybe mid next week. So, as always,
Thanks for watching.